What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Blunt guy. Hey! And today we are back again with another reaction stream. And today we will be reacting to One Piece content creator Marshall D. Preach. Preach. So yeah, I rock with Preach. I think I did like one, maybe two other videos of him before. I don't remember how many videos I've done of him. But before I get into that, make sure y'all like the stream. Also, subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the One Piece Discord and the One Piece Facebook group, and they will be linked in the description box. But, let's check out this chat, see who we got. We got One Life Man. Shout out to One Life Man, man. Welcome to the chat. He said first, yes, finally, drop the like. Yeah, shout out to One Life Man. He said JoyBoy voice. I don't know the JoyBoy voice just yet. We ain't dropped that one just yet, We ain't get that one in. But yeah, man, welcome to the chat. Great, congrats on being the first here. You definitely are the first here. And we also have Angel's Room with the yo. Shout out to Angel's Room. But yeah, y'all, yeah, we got another video today. Got another video. I know earlier this week I kind of said I probably was going to take Friday off, and Saturday I was going to pretty much do the podcasting. But we're right now, for now, I'm shelving the podcast idea for now. I'm about to be moving in 2 months, I'm about to be moving soon. Okay, soon, couple months, right? So, I want to wait till I'm kind of settled, after that. And also I want to get I want to put some preparation behind it, because it's definitely something that I really want to treat as a big deal, right? Because it's something I want to grow to be probably one of my premiere segments, I guess. I do these reaction ones, but just something where I'm talking, right? I talk to you guys. I talk about my own ideas, and it's not just going to be a thing exclusive to One Piece. I know a lot of you guys, you're here for the One Piece. I get that, but a lot of y'all like other anime as well, right? So it's going to be something we could talk about, other anime. We could talk about One Piece. I pretty much talk about One Piece most of the week anyway, right? When we do these reaction streams. So this is going to be a opportunity to talk about other things, right? Other things, whether it be anime, music, whatever, movies, comic books. I know there's a lot of great comic book movies out there. Man, we could definitely have like some discussions about new Marvel or DC movies or shows, whatever, man, whatever, right? Angel's Room said, "Do you think Naruto was holding back against Sasuke?" Man, he turned. I said talk about other anime, and you use this as uh, uh, I think he was holding back in the sense where he wasn't trying to kill Sasuke, but I don't think he was holding back in like I think he was giving it his all, fighting with. He gave it his all, I believe, but he held back to where it was like not to try to kill Sasuke. Where Sasuke probably, was more so willing to kill Naruto in that specific fight. But and I don't even know. I don't even think that, honestly. I don't think Sasuke wanted to kill Naruto either. Even though he might have act like it, right? So I didn't mean to repeat that. It's all good. But yeah, so anyway, the video at hand, right? The video at hand. One Life said if Naruto kills Sasuke, Naruto will not forgive himself. And Angel Room said, I think Sasuke tried harder than Naruto because of the Indra arrow. I mean, I don't know if I think Sasuke was per se trying to kill Naruto either, right? I don't think that's I don't think that's necessarily the case. Even though I do think, I think he might have put up a front like he really wanted to kill him. I think he did want to beat Naruto, right? Like Naruto, I feel as though he was just trying to bring Sasuke back, whereas Sasuke, I think more so was trying to win a fight. You know what I mean? That's kind of my view on it. You said, bro, he used all of the Tell Beast Chakraman, and I get that, but I said I do believe Naruto was. That's why I said I believe Naruto was trying. I do believe Naruto was trying. I think you asked was he holding back, and I said I believe he was trying, but he was holding back in a sense to not kill Sasuke. But you know, but anyway, we're not really talking about. You really think he? Look, man. Again, I'm not. We're not talking about Naruto right now. Anyway, the title, the title of the video, we we reacted to. Can Gear 5 beat Guko? You mean Goku? Well, we haven't. Look, if you talking anything, making any references to the new chapter, look, I'm not trying to get spoiled, so like, don't spoil it here. This ain't the place. I haven't read the chapter yet, not till the official drop, so I don't. So if there's a Gear file, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it, and I don't think no iteration of Luffy is beating Goku at the moment. Goku is just built to be too strong, But yeah. Anyway, y'all want to talk about everything other than what we talking about? I'm talking about the podcast, y'all, later. That's later down the line. I mean, maybe I'll start doing some streams before the podcast where we could just chat about different stuff and it just wouldn't be considered the podcast. Maybe I'll do those. And, you know what I mean? Those would be kind of like the building blocks to the podcast. But yeah, anyway, the voice of all Joy Boys. Pretty much the title of the video we're talking about from Marshall D. Preach. And based on the title, because I haven't watched any of the video, so I don't really know what he's talking about. But it's kind of giving me vibes of the voice of all things, right? Like I think it's something, but maybe something exclusive to Joy Boy, right? Because we're the voice of all things. We've seen other characters with the voice of all things, like Odin, Goldie Roger, Momonosuke to an extent, but you could probably say his has more to do with his connection with Zunisha, right? Like maybe that's just a trait with his ability towards Zunisha, but that may not mean he has the voice of all things, right? But based on the name, the voice of all Joy Boys, right? That's an awkward name to for an ability. That's an awkward name for an ability. The voice of all Joy Boys. So is this something that's like the voice of all things, but exclusive to Joy Boy, right? That's exclusive to Joy Boy. I don't know. I don't know. It's not something that's been talked about or anything previously. Because Joy Boy is a mystery up until like now, right? Where we're starting to get more Joy Boy action. We're starting to get some Joy Boy action, right? Like we seen in the last the recent chapter, not 1044 that just dropped, not that, because it hasn't officially dropped yet, so I'm not looking at it as it dropped. So the recent chapter 143, when we have Zunisha pretty much confirming, like saying Joy Boy is here. So now we're getting some answers to this long awaited mystery that we've had so far in this story, right? Joy Boy, right? And possibly Sun God Nika, I would think, but yeah, so let's get into this video though, right? Let's get into this video. The voice of all Joy Boys. It will be linked in the description box below, so y'all make sure y'all go to Marshall D Preaches channel and go like the video and go check his other stuff out and perhaps subscribe. Right. One Life Man said, "Does Joy Boy have a pirate crew?" We couldn't tell you, man. We don't know, but I don't know if I would consider Joy Boy necessarily a pirate. We don't really know what Joy Boy was, if he was a pirate or there's theories to sit there and say that Joy Boy could have been the king of the ancient kingdom, right? So why would you have a pirate crew if you're a king, right? You could just you have a army, you have an army, but or at least you'll have people you'll have followers, right? That be willing to fight for you. So yeah, and I'm kind of the belief that Joy Boy might have been a king, like the king of the ancient kingdom, and maybe he was also very free, right? But maybe he had this position, but still did what he wanted to do, right? Like live on the seas and live kind of like, what somebody would consider a pirate, but without doing all the bad stuff. And in that case, you could say he has a crew, a pirate, quote unquote pirate crew. You know, yeah, One Life Man said, yeah, there's a lot of mystery. Yeah, it is, man. It really is. Like like you're asking me these questions, and I want to know the same answer, right? I'm with you. Did Joy Boy have a pirate crew? Was he even a pirate, or was Joy Boy a king, or just some well known figure back in the day? Like, were pirates even a thing back then? You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything was right in the world, because pirates kind of serve a purpose, right? They're criminals. They're people who, they want to live freely, and they have to get goods, right? They have to get goods, so they usually steal it. Some may not. Some may find treasures and buy their food, right? They use that as currency. So but pirates are more like just bandits. They're like sea bandits, right? They're criminals. They travel the seas. They live off the they live on the sea as far as like getting food. If they see other ships, they might take their resources. But the question is, did Joy Boy need to be a pirate? Did he need to be a pirate? If you're a king, do you need to be a pirate? As far as the criminal side, the criminal aspect of it. And I don't think Joy Boy was like the criminal aspect of a pirate. More maybe like a Luffy, right? More closer to Luffy. But again, and I don't even know if Joy Boy was indeed a pirate, but I'm saying if he was, I think he would be exactly like Luffy. Just a adventure seeking man, right? Man who just seeks adventures and making friends, But anyway, let's get to this video. Yeah.
Luffy almost became JoyBoy Did you know that Luffy almost became JoyBoy 2 other times in Wano, and that when he used the voice of all things, it may have been the voice of JoyBoy within Luffy? Little by little, the JoyBoy from within has been getting closer to leaking out of him. Have you ever asked yourself, when did Luffy learn to speak telepathically? Or how did he do the impossible while completely knocked out? Or maybe, how did Luffy supposedly die and come back to life with another presence? Wizard of Oz here today, and I'm gonna explain to you how all this is connected and how Luffy...
I mean, that's interesting though, because I think that it poses a situation where every time Luffy is near death, it's like Joy Boy is a lot closer, right? Like those other times, maybe Luffy wasn't as close to death as he was in the recent chapter, right? Like maybe because I've said plenty of times that I believe Luffy was actually dead, and maybe not dead in the sense where he's like dead, but I don't believe he was alive either. Like he could have been in like a purgatory. He could be in like a purgatory state, right, where he's in between death and life, but he's kind of like slowly drifting towards the death part, right? But he's still, there's still something that's keeping him fully away from being dead, right? But I don't think he was alive. So now, if you just look at it like as an either or situation, like he could either be dead or alive, then I'm gonna just say I think he was dead, right? I think he was dead last chapter, and I think that is what opened the door for Joy Boy. Like those other times, wasn't dead. He was unconscious one time, and the other time he was unconscious as well, but he was in the water. It was like the the devil fruit user sinking unconsciously in the water because they got a devil fruit. So that's kind of so it's two unconscious situations that he's talking about, and then you have the situation where Luffy most likely died, right? He most likely died. Angel's Room said, "Did you know Mont Blanc Nolan was an admiral for his kingdom?" Yeah, he was like he led explorations and stuff. Yeah, he held a position, but yeah, I knew he was an important officer or figure. You know, I do remember. Let's continue.
Luffy almost became JoyBoy multiple other times throughout Wano. To start off, I want to discuss Luffy's unconscious state that continuously comes up. We've seen Luffy become unconscious 3 times in Wano so far, and every time he knocks out, it's specifically caused by a blow from Kaido. I don't know about you, but the first time he did this, I was very confused and was just wondering how he was staring Kaido down.
Boy, Kaido done knocked the Joy Boy in the new Luffy. Kaido done knocked the Joy Boy out of Luffy. I'll tell you. Because it's funny that each time, like each out of all the encounters he's talking about, right? It was from a blow from Kaido. So, and then the last time was just like a finishing blow, and then we get a dead Luffy, right? A possibly dead Luffy, and yeah. So Kaido's literally just knocking the Joy Boy out of Luffy, you could say. Like, how many times have we seen Luffy get beat up and this never occurred? Only when Kaido has beaten him. That's funny.
Down while being knocked out or unconscious. Is there something or someone else inside Luffy's body besides the soul that we know and love? Not only did Luffy stare Kaido down, but he also used the color of the Supreme King to take down Kaido's minions. What if this wasn't actually Luffy staring down Kaido, but was the Joy Boy from within? As of thus far, there is no explanation to this mysterious power, and it only gets weirder from here on out. The next time Luffy does this, it is after round 2 with Kaido up on Roof Piece. Kaido famously tells him,
I mean, I guess you can just chalk it up as Conqueror's Hockey, like that specific situation. You could, but it's like, if he's knocked out, how because we've never really Conqueror's Hockey is still a mystery, right? So we never seen a Conqueror's Hockey user get knocked out and still activate the Conqueror's Hockey. So we don't know if it's an actual common occurrence. So it could be a thing where if your Conqueror's Hockey is tough, it could be activated unconsciously, right? And that could be what happened in that situation with Luffy, or like the first time Luffy was defeated by Kaido, and Kaido was like, "Oh, you keep looking at me or whatever," and then he said something about like he's a Conqueror's Hockey user, right? Or it could have been a state where since Luffy was knocked out, it gave Joy Boy a bit of room to creep out, and pretty much activate his Conqueror's Haki. Like he wasn't in full control because Luffy wasn't fully like Luffy still had grips of the body, right? Like he still had grips of his body. It wasn't until Luffy died where he kind of had no control of his body, and it gave Joy Boy the room to take over his body. It's pretty much what I'm saying as far as my idea of what happened. That could be different though. Like I know we got the new chapter coming out. You know, no spoilers, no spoilers. But yeah, so I think the first time, I don't know if I would count it. Maybe the time where he fell into the water though. I think that might be kind of a semi-awakening of Joy Boy. That first defeat of Kaido, I don't know if I'll count that though. I don't know. We got Desmond in the building. He said, hey, how you doing? Hello, fellow pirates. What's the dog doing? What's the dogs doing? Yeah, man, we good, man. We good. We reacting. Angel's Room said, what is the dog doing? Right, Angel? What are the dogs doing? And who let the dogs out? Woof, a woof. Desmond says, I am dog sitting right now. They sleeping. Well, wake their ass up, Desmond. Wake them up. Tell them we on. One Life said, yo, Desmond. And Desmond says, did you read the chapter Bluff? I did not read. You know, Desmond, I only wait till the official drops. I'm an official chapter reader. You know, I don't read these spoilers and early scans, man. I read the chapter on Sundays when it drops officially. Sometimes it drops other days though. You know, like there was one time it dropped on a Monday and I'm like, what? So I had to move my stream to Monday. Right? Well, yeah, we not spoiling anything over yonder. We not spoiling anything over yonder. Angel's Room said, I think it was just Luffy will because I don't think someone just loses their will because they are knocked out. And I kind of agree with you. Like when we're talking about the first encounter when Luffy first was defeated by Kaido, you know, I don't believe I don't agree like if this is some thing about like the voice of Joy Boy, I won't include the first encounter. I think it's just is Luffy, right? Luffy being the strong-willed individual he is. Even when he's unconscious, he could subconsciously activate his Conqueror's Haki. Now, in the time where he falls into the water now, I think, I think that you might have more of a case right there. You know, and plus, I think a lot of what's going on with Joy Boy, like my personal opinion of what's going on, I think it has something to do with the what's called the Sun Festival, the festival going on. I think it has something to do with that, you know, because remember, the whole festival is pretty much praising the dead, right? Paying your respects to the dead. So the whole festival is pretty much, you know, they're trying to communicate with the dead, sending messages. They're praising them or, you know, showing their appreciation to them and all that. So again, I think what's going on at the Fire Festival, that's what it is. I said the Sun Festival, the Fire Festival. I think what's going on with that is what kind of almost called out the Joy Boy or summoned Joy Boy's spirit, like the spirit of Joy Boy, right? Now, the question is, where did it come from? Where did Joy Boy come from, right? Was he within the Gummo Gummo no Mi, like the devil fruit? Was his kind of spirit in the devil fruit? Is it in the straw hat? Like I think somebody said, I can't remember who exactly said that. Well, was it in the straw hat? Or was it in the well on top of Zunisha, right? Remember we get that whole thing that there was something up with the sun well or that well where the roll poneglyph was. Uh, they were saying like somebody was watching them, and some people think that maybe some people think that was just Zunisha, like all of it was Zunisha, and some think that maybe it has something to do with that well. And if that's the case, maybe Joy Boy's spirit was in that well, and when he was close enough to Wano, and you add the fire festival, then you add the fact that Luffy was pretty much dead, right, or borderline dead, whatever you want to consider. Uh, Maybe just the conditions were met, right? Maybe that was just the conditions were met, you know. All right, so let me read these chat though before we get back into the video. Um, you said I will love it. All right, yeah, man. I've been trying to not to talk about it because people been spoiling it all over the social media, and I probably got spoiled, and I'm not because just on YouTube, just thumbnails, you see people's thumbnails, and a lot of them you know show certain images, and I don't know if they are just like fan made images or if they're part of the chapter, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. At this point, I'm a little disappointed. So I'm like, I'm not even as psyched. I'm psyched about the new chapter, but I'm not because a lot of people just been. It's like I've been having to put so much energy in avoiding getting spoiled. It just it's kind of annoying me at this point. Like just thinking about this chapter right now. Angel's Room said on Sunday I'm gonna send you something when you go live because I want your thoughts on it. Okay. Desmond says existed to hear your thoughts. The will is strong with Luffy. You can't say his weak will in German. There is a phrase meaning he will can move mountains. Angel Room said, and Kaido didn't seem surprised when he saw Luffy do that. Probably wasn't his first time seeing someone use Conqueror's Haki when they're knocked out. Yeah, he was pretty normal about it, right? Like, so I don't think it's that. You know what I'm saying? I think if just being somebody who has Conqueror's Haki, I think is a special thing, right? Because you got to have a certain type of will. It's not like the other versions of. It's not like the other hockey, right? Where anybody can get it. You know. What really say like you can't like it's not something you can just get, but you can train it or something along that line. Doesn't say yeah. I know what you mean. It's impossible to avoid this point. At this point, imagine being anime only. Imagine being manga volume only. Imagine being One Piece. Yeah, I mean, I get the point, man. But like, I get the point. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Some people just don't even care at this point. It's like people don't even care at this point. If you get spoiled, so what? It's like whatever. Yeah, it's a very unnerving. It's an annoying thing in my opinion. But I also want to get you guys. Angel's Room kind of asked me if I could do the. I kind of was waiting to see if Cube showed up, right? Because I want to get Cube's opinion on it. But what y'all think about like me doing the chapter live, right? Like a live read through the first time, like initial reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all would y'all rather me do maybe like this Sunday try a reaction stream instead of just discussing it, like reading it beforehand and discussing it? I could pretty much read live and yeah, and then just kind of go through it with y'all. Desmond says this demonstrates when the One Piece is revealed, everyone and their grandmothers get spoiled, which means it's a great time to read the manga weekly. Bro, when that week when we about to get the One Piece, man, I'm probably won't even be putting out no content, man. Like I'm gonna try to stay far away from any social media because I am not trying to get spoiled. Like I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna go on YouTube for real. I'm not. So y'all might not even get videos because it's like I'm gonna try to stay from anything that could potentially spoil me. Angel's Room said, yes, I know you. That's what you want, Angel's Room. I'm talking to everybody else. I know you want that. But let's continue.
You couldn't be Joy Boy either, it seems. This is obviously foreshadowing to current events, but I think the bigger foreshadow from this scene isn't actually what Kaido told Luffy, but instead is what happens right after. Luffy is yet again completely unconscious and even drowning once he falls into the sea. Yet again, he isn't even awake or conscious, but somehow he's able to use the voice of all things to tell Momo that he will take down Kaido. How can he be so sure that he will beat Kaido when Kaido's ridiculously stronger than him and after he just lost to him for the second straight time? He seems almost unrealistically confident about the situation, even knowing how Luffy is and his personality. It almost seems like something deep down in him knows that he's destined to defeat Kaido, just like how the prophecy said. So far, I haven't heard of anyone telling Luffy about the prophecy, so I don't understand how he already seems to know what will happen in the future. Is it possible that something in the back of his head is telling himself that he will 100% beat Kaido? He even told Kaido that as long as he's alive, he has infinite chances, which shows that he seems to somewhat understand that he is the main character of this story. There is certain things that Luffy seems so confident about, and another one of those things is becoming the king of the pirates. Maybe his whole life something in the back of his head already knew that he would be destined to be the king of the pirates one day. I've never seen anyone so confident in such an insane dream or task like finding the One Piece. Sure, people bring up that it's their dream to be the pirate king, but the difference with Luffy is that right when you meet him, he tells you, hey, I'm Luffy, I'm going to be the pirate king. Maybe it's been the Joy Boy within him telling himself and other people that he will do it no matter what happens. Throughout all of One Piece.
Yeah, man, that boy Luffy, man. It's not even like most people like, yeah, man. Like they talk about becoming a pirate king like it's a goal, right? Like Luffy talks about it like it's already pretty much set in stone that he becomes pirate king. Like there's no debate about it, right? It's no debate about it. I'm gonna be pirate king. I will be pirate king. You know, ain't no you're not gonna be pirate. I'm gonna be pirate king. Like you might think it, you might think that you're gonna be pirate king, but I will be pirate king. That's just it's already a foregone conclusion at this point. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's why you gotta respect Luffy, man. It's like that. It's not even just confidence. It's like beyond confidence, right? It's like something beyond confidence. Desmond says some people need spoilers to get hype. So, well, you know, they could search spoilers and keep the spoilers to themselves. I mean, that's all it really is. Just keep them to yourself, you know. But you out with us a reaction video at least. I'm not sure what you saying. You Yeah, you gonna have to repeat that because I'm not sure what you're saying, Desmond. You ope we us reaction video at least. I don't know what you're saying. Let's continue. Angel Room said, I mean, he basically is destined since Zunisha said he was Joy Boy 2 weeks ago. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, we kind of know though. It's like I kind of get annoyed when people talk about like they hate destinies and fates and stories, but it's like when you're watching a movie or a show and it's like fiction, especially if it's fiction, the main character is usually going to prevail. You know, it's probably like maybe less than 5% of actual like stories I've ever read where the main character doesn't succeed, right? Like, but usually I'll say 95% of the time the main character succeeds in whatever the mission is. So that's pretty much in itself to say being the main character, you're the chosen one. You're the chosen one. So, you know, but yeah, Luffy pretty much was destined. Angel's Room said, "What if Luffy says he is the Pirate King before finding this One Piece? Since he only see as being the freest man." Uh, well, he wants to be the Pirate King to be the freest on the sea, but the One Piece is just like, it's more about the journey. But you said, what if Luffy says he is the Pirate King before finding? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. I was a little confused. What if Luffy says he is the Pirate King before finding the One Piece? I mean, that's always kind of been a question I've always kind of had on the back of my mind. Like, do you need the One Piece in order to be considered the Pirate King? I guess the One Piece is kind of looked at as a crown to a degree. Not saying it's actually a crown. That's not what I'm saying. But it's looked at as once you find it, then you can consider yourself the Pirate King. So I don't know if people will accept you as the Pirate King if you haven't found the One Piece. Like you could call yourself the Pirate King, but I don't think it necessarily makes you the Pirate King. It's kind of like the whole Big News Morgan calling Luffy a Yonko. I don't really consider Luffy a Yonko because when I look at a Yonko, I look at certain qualifications you have to have, such as territory, such as the manpower to pretty much be able to uh, have a hold on the territory you own, right? So if I own Fishman Island, I have to be able to defend Fishman Island if I want to consider myself a Yonko, you know. And you also have to have the ambition, right? You have to want to do all these things. So, that's kind of so Luffy, I don't think he's exactly there yet. He's lacking in the territory. I think his crew is getting strong enough to the point where they're like strength wise, like crew and strength wise, I think he's right there at the door, but he still kind of needs the territory, right? Um, and plus, I don't look at somebody like Big News Morgan as the authority on who is or isn't a Yonko, right? I think Yonko is one of them things where you got to be also uh accepted as a emperor by your peers. Like Shanks look at Kaido as a peer, and he also look at Big Mom, and at this point probably Teach. Like they look at each other in reverence almost. I think Luffy is getting to that point though. I think like by the end of this arc, we could probably call him officially a Yonko, in my opinion. I mean, he still needs the territory though, but he doesn't need. Honestly, he doesn't even need to be Yonko because his goal is so much bigger than a Yonko. I don't think he really even needs it. Like people could call him it, but I don't think it's something needed. Um, doesn't say yeah. There's no gremium or group of people who checked if he is allowed to claim the title. I found it, but I won't tell. Um, and then Angel's Room said, but Luffy won't care. Yeah, that's why I don't think Luffy would call himself Pirate King because it's like I don't think he cares for titles. He just wants that freedom. I mean, he does care for the title of Pirate King. Don't get me wrong, but that's more of um, you know, I don't think he'd do it before he he found the One Piece though. You know, I think he's the type if he gets a title, it's something he got to earn. But Angel's Room said, I don't think Big News Morgan was trying to say Luffy was Yonko. I think he was trying to say Luffy could be considered as the fifth Yonko since Yonko means four emperor. Well, the thing is, he simply said the fifth emperor, right? That's what he said. What he meant, that could be debated. It honestly doesn't matter. A lot of people took it that way though. Like I've seen the community pretty much. I've seen a lot of people in the community. I've debated with people about it, right? Like that since Big News Morgan said it, that means he is the Yonko. That's what I'm speaking of. Think he would have five emperors instead of Yonko. Well, Yonko, the word Yonko means four emperors. I think it's something along that line. It means four emperors. So, it's currently called Yonko. So technically, if there's five emperors, they would have to change. It would still be Yonko, but they would have to change it to, I think like Goko or something like five or whatever. I don't know. I'm not like that familiar with Japanese, but again, like it's just the fact that people consider Luffy a Yonko, But let's continue.
It seems as if fate and destiny was on Luffy's side a bit too much. I mean, countless times he should have died, but something in him and in the world let him continue going. Even though this analysis of Luffy being fully confident in defeating Kaido is a bit interesting itself, this isn't even the confusing and strange part of Luffy communicating with Momo with the voice of all things. As far as I'm concerned, the voice of all things isn't the human language. It's some sort of telepathy between only certain beings that can hear it and understand it. It seems to be some ancient language that is spoken from ancient creatures from the Void Century. Since we have only seen creatures or humans from the Void Century use this language of telepathy, I'd assume that they're the only ones that even know how to send telepathic messages. So with this being said, it puts up the question, since when did Luffy learn how to speak this language that only beings from the Void Century were able to speak? Last time I checked, just because you can hear the voice of all things doesn't necessarily mean that you can speak it. We see Roger and Odin communicate with the universal One Piece language when they hear the Sea Kings. They don't communicate back with the voice of all things, but instead just yell out how they normally would with anyone. Same thing with Shirahoshi and Momo. When Shirahoshi is talking to the Sea Kings, she speaks to them by talking out loud instead of using the voice of all things like the Sea Kings did. When Momo talks to Zunisha, he screams out to it and uses his out loud voice instead of using telepathy, which shows he can also understand the voice of all things, but cannot speak it. So with all this being said, this pretty much proves that the only things that have been able to speak the voice of all things were people or creatures that lived 800 years ago. This ancient language of telepathy is used by the Kozuki clan, Zunisha, and the Sea Kings. Since only ancient beings have been proved to be able to speak the voice of all things, when and how did Luffy learn? I mean, it wasn't until he was knocked out by Kaido and drowning to his death that he was able to use telepathy. What if this language that is only used by beings that existed over 800 years ago wasn't actually used by Luffy, but was used by another soul or another conscious inside of him? JoyBoy. What if JoyBoy and Luffy share a body but are different souls or consciouses? It could either be this or their souls are intertwined.
He has returned.
Maybe this JoyBoy power-up can only be unlocked if Luffy dies or is completely knocked out. Kaido seems to have knocked the JoyBoy into Luffy, literally. Every time he knocks
Bro,
him out,
I literally said that earlier. Except I said he knocked the JoyBoy out of him because JoyBoy got out of whatever he was in. So he knocked the JoyBoy out of him. Angel Room said Oda never gave Luffy an Oda box for Emperor, so I don't think Oda himself even considered Luffy a Yonko. Yeah, I know. I don't know why people consider it, but that's what people do. Let's continue.
He wonders why he is still being stared down. Kaido is just as confused as I am to why Luffy can still be so focused even when he's unconscious. In the latest chapter 1043, we hear that Luffy actually died. Kaido claims that he isn't just knocked out, but dead. Also, Momo and Law both say that they can't hear his voice anymore. This could possibly be because Luffy actually died and the soul of JoyBoy, or Nika, had to take over his body before it was too late. Luffy's believed voice of all things ended because JoyBoy had to have a transmutation within Luffy's body. With Luffy,
Bro, that's what I've been saying, man. You know, Luffy died. JoyBoy took over. You know, and I know I've been debating with you guys about it, but like, okay, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't read the new chapter yet, so I could be completely wrong. I know you guys probably read it in the chapter, so y'all probably saying, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't even gonna go burst his bubble just yet, cause he ain't even read the spoilers yet. But I could burst his bubble right now, but I'm gonna let him be wrong. Y'all probably thinking that in the chat if I'm wrong. I know. I know. Yeah, Angel said funny to hear this with the new chapter out. I bet it is. Look at you, about to spoil some things. Continue.
Luffy's soul and his own. I know this may sound very confusing and very speculative, but a lot of things just don't add up to this situation. It also doesn't make any sense that Zunisha didn't notice Luffy before as JoyBoy, but did after he supposedly died. I mean, Luffy was on top of Zunisha, so I don't quite see how he would miss that. I really believe that something strange is going on, and it's not what we think it is. Oda even said to pay attention to the main character, Luffy, throughout Wano, and here we have really dived deep into what he has done throughout the arc. Not one, not two, but 3 times he was completely defeated or knocked out by Kaido, and once he was even announced as dead. Each time, something even stranger than before happened, almost as if each time Kaido defeated him, the JoyBoy from within awoke a bit more. Zunisha apparently heard the drums of liberation for the first time in 800 years, which shows that whatever happened within Luffy's body may not
Man, I got. Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to kind of flex a little bit.
Even be Luffy himself. As I might be stating the obvious right now, if this were actually Luffy himself, then how would he wake up after presumably dying? Also notice how Momo didn't notice or hear them, but Zunisha did. Zunisha was probably able to notice it since he already knew what the heartbeat sounded like and Momo didn't. It seems to be a different heartbeat than what Luffy had before. The heartbeat of another soul while inside Luffy's flesh and blood. Even his hair seems to be different.
Angel's Room said 4th round always the best round is what they say. I think they say third time's a charm. I think that's the saying there, but but hey, a 4th round could be better though, man. You know, who knows? Let's continue.
And in the shape of Nika. Remember, in chapter 1042, he even stated that he only has one more hit in him before he loses all his energy and loses to Kaido. He didn't just run out of energy, but was also completely blindsided by CP0 and then crushed by Kaido's Club of Thunder. How can he possibly get up after all of this? It logically makes no sense, and I don't think it's as simple as to say this is Gear 5. Even if it is Gear 5, which it might be, how would Luffy even be able to awaken his devil fruit in the current condition that he's in? JoyBoy's soul or consciousness could possibly be in the Gum Gum fruit, but I'm not quite sure on that yet. That definitely could be a possibility, especially since Nika seems to have had a stretchy and loose body limbs. Also, Uteron breaks down the importance of the Gum Gum fruit as well. With this being said, if JoyBoy came inside Luffy through the devil fruit or was reincarnated...
Pause. Oh man, that sounded horrible. I ain't gonna repeat it, man. I ain't gonna repeat it. Let's continue.
in some way, it still doesn't change the fact that
That
it
sounded
seems to
so
be
dirty.
JoyBoy himself somehow inside Luffy's body right now. Also, Luffy dying and being reborn is much connected with Nika and Skypiea. In case you forgot, when the Straw Hats go to Skypiea, they make jokes about being in heaven. They make jokes that they may have actually died, especially once they see Heaven's Gate. Remember, the Skypiea arc is heavily linked to the sun god Nika, mainly the Shandians. The Shandians worship the sun god and even give it human sacrifices on an altar. I don't find it a coincidence that Luffy had to die to become Nika, just like how in Skypiea they say that they may have died and then they see sun god altars. If you want to go even deeper than this, with my famous Oars is JoyBoy theory, the supposedly sun god altar in Upper Yard has Oni looking skulls on a sign that says God. These skulls may not actually be Onis, but I do believe they are supposed.
Angel's Room said LOL pause. I mean, it's just how he said it, man. It's just I don't want to say it because it sounded dirty, and I know he probably wasn't really thinking of it when he said it, but it sounded so dirty just listening to it. Let's continue.
Supposed to represent Onis in the same way that the Beast Pirates have them. Throughout all of Upper Yard, there are also Vars or Verth statues of worship that look exactly like the Oars race. Oars' name is also based off of the Norse's sun god's name according to Oda and the One Piece wiki. This links to the most recent chapter because Luffy became Nika and JoyBoy on who I believe was the original Nika and JoyBoy. He became Nika and JoyBoy on Onigashima, which may be the very skull to the original Nika and JoyBoy. I explained this in much more detail in my other videos, but I just wanted to tell you how Luffy being reborn into Nika has a big connection to death in Skypiea. Now we all know how Blackbeard was known to be a they and not him, showing that he may have multiple souls. Well, since Luffy and Blackbeard are two sides of the same coin, would it really be that crazy to think that Luffy also has multiple souls in his body and is also a they? It seems like throughout the whole story no one could notice the other soul of JoyBoy inside of him since he had never unlocked it. For Luffy to unlock it, he may have had to die and be reborn. Maybe from here on out, people like Zoro will also notice him as a they and not a him, just like Blackbeard. Since they are supposed to be the same but also opposites, it wouldn't surprise me if Luffy has a good guy's soul in him, while
I mean, I kind of like that idea. I like that. I like it being different though, right? Where like Blackbeard has multiple souls in a different way. Where Luffy is just more so he's the host for JoyBoy, right? JoyBoy specifically. Where Blackbeard on the other hand, he could have like multiple souls or something, but in like a different way, you know. So it could show like they're the same, yet they're different though. You know, so they pretty much both have multiple souls, but in a different way, if that makes sense. Angel's Room says Skypiea show that there are 3 more gods than just the sun god. Yeah, there might be the moon god, maybe the earth god, possibly. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, that makes sense though. Earth, moon, sun. You know, 3 celestial bodies. You know, like. The sun god probably being the most powerful though, possibly. I don't know. I don't know. You said god of rain. Are those the is that just what you speculate, or that's what they pretty much explain? Like, is that what the evidence show? God of rain, god of earth, and god of the forest. Because I would have think it would have been like a moon god, right? A moon god, maybe an earth god. You know, kind of, you said the god of earth. Oh, okay. God's name is Skypiea. I'll have to check those out. But let's continue. Let's wrap this up.
Blackbeard has some sort of evilness within him. What we are seeing right now may also be a similar thing to what happened to Cavendish. Cavendish goes into a trance that he doesn't notice or remember, which may be another soul inside of him and not himself. Luffy may be doing that right now and may not even remember afterwards that he defeated Kaido. Now I know I'm not the first to say this, but I do really like the idea of it. To sum up this theory, I basically believe that somehow JoyBoy was deep inside Luffy this whole time and just needed to be unlocked through death. I don't believe that this is Luffy that we saw at the end of the 1043 chapter, but I think it is another soul who belonged to JoyBoy. I think that JoyBoy was close to being unlocked each time Kaido knocked him out. I also believe that it may have been JoyBoy speaking the voice of all things through Luffy, which may have made it seem like it was Luffy, or somehow the JoyBoy within him naturally allowed him to know how to speak it. I believe this may also be why Luffy is so confident in himself in things like taking down villains and finding the One Piece. Deep down, I believe the JoyBoy within him allows him to know that he will be the Pirate King. He is the main character of this story, and that he cannot die no matter what because fate is on his side. Luffy probably somewhat has a gut feeling that this is all true, but either doesn't really care about it or just wants to live his own life and have fun. Anyways, what do you guys think happened in the last chapter? And what do you think will happen next? At the end of the day, this is all just a theory and it's all for fun. Even if this isn't the case, I can't wait to see what happens in the next chapter because this is just so hype and it feels like the peak of One Piece. Thanks a lot for watching. Share this video if you enjoyed my thoughts on this JoyBoy event.
I'm gonna give your boy Marshall D Preach a like, most definitely. Y'all go like the video. It is in the description box as well. So yeah, let me switch. Bam. Angel's Room said Emu might have the God of Earth. God of Rain, probably Dragon. That's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe the God of Rain is what if those have something to do with the it's weird because you named these three different gods, right? What if they have something to do with the ancient weapons, right? What if they have something to do with the ancient weapons? You look at the God of Rain, that could be Poseidon. I mean, I know it's rain, but you know, I guess I'm attributing it to water, right? Pluton could be like the God of Earth or something, you know, where he can destroy, you know, certain Earth, and then maybe the God of the forest. I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. He said God of Forest, probably Chopper or someone else. So maybe God, what's his name? Galman, the dude in the treasure chest. Man, I just had a wild thought right now. You know, just a wild reach of a speculation. It's not even a speculation. It's just a thought that just came across my mind. What if JoyBoy was like had two personalities, right? Like, or two, he was like a yin and a yang type individual. And what if Eam is part of JoyBoy? I don't know what made me think of that. Like, what if Eam was part of JoyBoy and he was like the part that kind of took the, because I remember I was talking about how Eam could be like a tragic character, right? And I think Grand Line was talking about like maybe they could be siblings or related. Like, what if they were part of the two sides of the same coin, right? They were part of the same person, and the Eam side pretty much had to kill the JoyBoy side, or maybe the JoyBoy side saved him, and he also had to take this position such as the king of the world. And what if Luffy has to make that dilemma as well? Like, he's two different beings, and one side has to stay behind and pretty much, you know, rule the world possibly. And it's kind of like a undesirable position for somebody like Luffy to be the king of the world, right? Because he won't be free. So it will kind of be like the part of him that wants to be free has to die, and the part of him, like the Eam part, maybe kind of like the evil. I don't know. It's not a very well thought out theory. I'm you know, that's something I kind of had to think about a little more before I try to push that. But yeah, it's just random thought. Y'all could even forget I said that. I might think about it some more, and if I can't come up with nothing that makes sense, then, you know, it is what it is. Angel's Room said Skypea is the art we are introduced to the sun god, rain god, forest god, and earth god. And the Bluff god. Nah, the Bluff god was introducing Wano, right? uh Wano just put a name to sun god Nika. Wonder how the other threes will be introduced. No, I think Skypea had a sun god as well, and it was that snake. Like they called the snake. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but he was supposed to be a deity, and I feel as though he was also like they called him the sun god. It might have been like the fire god. It could have been something else, but I remember them calling him a sun god. That snake. I forget the snake's name. He was that huge snake that they was making. They was doing sacrificial rituals, right? And they had the girl. She was like the daughter of what's his name? The one Shidorian. I can't remember. She was like his daughter or something, and then they was going to sacrifice her to like the sun god who was that snake. Angel's Room said, "Wonder how the others will be introduced, and what their name will be." Yeah, the snake was considered him a god, but the sun. And you know what's funny? We got Snake Man, and then we got that snake who was a god, and I think he was considered the sun god though. I feel like they called him the sun god. I want to look it up real quick. Skypea. It was Kashigami. I think that was the name of the snake. Kashigami. His his epithet is God of the Sun. Was I guess he got an epithet of God of the Sun, God of the Rain, God of the Forest, God of the Earth. Uh but I do remember them calling him the Sun God, man. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna find like the chapter and verify with it. Cause I'm pretty sure that cause I remember watching the anime. Remember I was telling y'all sometimes I say if you go to Pluto TV they show One Piece, and in the anime the episode I watched it was like it was during the Skypiea arc. I remember they specifically called him the Sun God, and I think this was even around the time, maybe a little bit before or a little after the whole Sun God Nika thing, and I was like, hold on, they call him the Sun God, so you know what I'm saying? So, but I do remember them calling him the Sun God, man. Yeah, I don't. I have to. I want to. I'll have to find the actual chapter, the actual panel, and then yeah, I'm a pretty much I'm gonna check that panel out, right? I don't want to do it now because I'm gonna have to sit there and search for it. But yeah, y'all. I mean, it's pretty much what I got. We got the video right. We did the video. I know it might be a little outdated because since the chapter, right? I know a lot of y'all probably is watching it after reading the chapter, like, yeah, I can't wait to burst this bubble. Like if I'm wrong, I can see if I'm wrong in my analyzation. Y'all just waiting to tell me like, yeah, you wrong, man. I told you he didn't possess him. Oh man, but yeah, we'll get the chapter this Sunday. We'll be doing a stream this Sunday, 4 p.m. Central. So that's like an hour before I started the day, pretty much. Maybe I'll do a live. I think I might do the live stream. I might do a reaction to it, right? I might react live first, my initial is going to be an initial reaction. I might do that for this chapter. I kind of like that idea better because, when I had to read it and then come up with topics, instead I could it could be new, right? You guys get a new, y'all get the fresh reaction of me seeing it for the first time. So yeah, I might do that. I think I might do that. Y'all let me know in the comments, what y'all want, right? What y'all want. Sharpkey said, "Did you read it yet?" I did not read it. Am I late? Yeah. Yep, Sharpkey. I was about to wrap up the stream, man. We've already finished the video. Yeah. So yeah, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do a reaction stream instead of the discussion stream. I'll take those in consideration. He got the face palm. Yeah, man. I've been doing this for about an hour, for over an hour at this point. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I don't know. I might do something though. I might do something like on Discord. I might hop on Discord. Maybe I might hop on Discord. We could chat it up in the chat party, whatever. I don't know. I talk a lot already, so I kind of like to have my, my off times of not talking. Yeah. Sorry. I'm a little. My energy not up fully today, so I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so that's pretty much the stream. Let me know what you guys think of the video we did. Unless it has something to do with the new chapter, then hey, don't comment. Don't comment. If you want to say, hey, you're wrong because in the new chapter this happened, don't comment. Please don't do it. Or you can do that after Sunday. How about that? You can do that after Sunday. Yeah, so maybe next week I'll probably be doing like some streams where it's just not reaction streams. Maybe, it could be like some discussion type stream. So yeah. Yeah, I might do something like that. Just kind of prepare me for the podcast, right? Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all like the stream if y'all haven't already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and hit that bell for notifications. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and the Facebook group. So all of these will be in the description box below, as well as the link to the video we reacted to today. Shout out the Angels Room. Shout out the One Life Man. Shout out to Desness. I kind of forgot Desness was even, and shout out to Sharpkey. I know you was late. Sorry, man. It's kind of a much shorter stream today, but we'll be back Sunday, man. Just catch the stream on Sunday. We'll be talking about the next chapter. I'll probably be doing a live reaction stream. That's probably what it's going to be. The more I think about it, the more I actually kind of like the idea of it. So we'll get that. Yeah, y'all have a good Friday. Y'all have a good Saturday. It's your boy, Sean P. the Bluff God, and I am out of here. Peace.